Hi Virgo, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with your reading, what you need to know for December. I'm seeing Four of Cups come out, but the Four of Cups is coming out reverse, and then I'm also seeing Ace of Swords. So this is feeling to me like if you've been feeling like you've been in a slump or something like that, I'm seeing you're being broken out of this. This feels like you're going to come out feeling like you're clear-headed, or you can feel like you have a fresh perspective. You can feel kind of like you're woken up a bit, like mentally or cognitively as well. So whatever this was that you were going through, where there could have been like a patch of something difficult that you were going through, where you could have felt like your energy was different, maybe low energy, maybe not feeling very inspired, maybe feeling tired, maybe having a hard time focusing. It feels like anything that maybe wasn't having you feel like very crystal clear and present and focused and maybe like a little bit excited about things or interested. It feels like finally this is happening now, like you're breaking out of whatever was stopping you from being in that place. I feel like you are thinking very, very clearly, and it feels different than what was going on. And this can even be something with your mood that was going on. You can feel like you're breaking out of that as well. It will be breaking out of somewhere where it didn't feel good to be in. So this will be something that feels good that's happening here. Even if you were just going through a phase where it was like everything was just like, you know, that feeling, you can be breaking out of this as well. This can also be giving you clarity on what you do not want to be doing anymore. I feel like you're transitioning out of things that you know don't resonate with you, or things that you know don't feel fulfilling to you, or things that you know you don't feel connected with, and sort of trading that out for exploring the unknown. So it feels like, well, I don't feel like I'm meant to be here, or I don't feel like I'm meant to be doing this or participating in this anymore, being connected with this anymore. And so going through that process of sort of like untangling yourself or like withdrawing from that. And then having the moon here feels like, well, I don't really know where I'm going, or I don't really know what I'm exploring, but that's what I'm going to be delving into here. I feel as well like part of this process that's happening, if we see Eight of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and the moon sort of as one process that's happening, this can be that you're doing a deep dive, getting in touch with yourself and learning about the things that you may have a habit of doing, and you look at and you're like, why do I keep doing this to myself? Or I keep doing this, but I don't feel happy with this. It feels like becoming aware of these things too, where maybe you had been disconnected. Maybe there have been signs all along that there was stuff that wasn't resonating with you anymore, but you were sort of like missing the signs, or maybe you didn't know how to read them. This feels like getting a closer look into like, how do those signs come up for you? What do they mean? Where do they come from? How do they communicate with you? And getting better at interpreting. And the reason why the motivation for doing this would be is that it will create a life that you enjoy. It will create something that feels better to you, and something where you actually feel like there's meaning to the stuff that you have going on. And like, sure, this can be in your whole life. Maybe it's just an area of your life. I do definitely feel a trading out of what's familiar, but you know you like don't feel that connection with. trading that out for the sort of uncharted territory. Exploring the unknown. Yeah, I feel kind of like something's been maybe going on a mental level for you. Like you can have been feeling uninspired lately. You can be feeling like you've been in a little bit of a slump. You could feel like you've been needing more rest than usual. You could feel like you're not feeling too excited because of just what's hanging in the air. I feel like something important is clicking into place here that you're realizing. Like there are these parts of yourself that are now coming together that I think were not before. It feels like having an understanding for an emotional component of yourself, or having an understanding for a spiritual component of yourself. Maybe even rather than pushing it away or being annoyed with it, it feels like there have been signs coming up saying, hey, pay attention to me, listen to me. I'm telling you important stuff, but it can be maybe stuff that you were like, inconvenient. Like, I want to do this and I want it to feel happy for me, but it's like, it wasn't. Just stuff that was going on like this. I feel like there's a realization now where you're just getting on this page with yourself and realizing that your internal life is important and that it does impact how you feel and it does impact your moods or it does impact your cognition. And like maybe why you haven't been feeling so great. Feel too like there can be maybe a little bit of a list that you're going down where you're checking in and you're like, do I want to be doing this? Do I want to be doing that? Do I have a habit of doing this? But then when I do that, I walk away feeling very unsatisfied. So I need to like process that doesn't get me what I want. It feels like these things. Feels like removing yourself from where you don't belong and where you feel like you don't belong because you're not resonating with those things. Seeing the star and I'm seeing the moon. This is Pisces and this is Aquarius. Prioritizing hopes, prioritizing dreams, prioritizing purpose. Figuring that out. I do feel like there's a lot of figuring things out here. Like figuring out what works, figuring out what doesn't work. Figuring out what you feel connected with, figuring out what maybe you want to feel connected with but don't feel connected with. It's like that long list of figuring those things out. It also feels like figuring out my purpose, where I want to be, what do I want to be doing, and it can be stuff that allows you to figure those things out. Like it can be stuff that allows you to do reflective things that tell you more about yourself and tell you more about your path. I kind of get that by the end of December, there's this feeling of you finally kicking offshore and that you're traveling somewhere, but that you're sort of going into some type of, it's like an unknown traveling venture journey that you're going on where you don't really know what you're going to find. It feels like you're going to be exploring something that feels very unknown and you don't really know what's going to be there. Because you don't want to be feeling like this anymore. You don't want to be in this spot anymore. And you don't have to be. Feels like I don't want to feel bad anymore. Like I don't want to feel this low energy anymore. I don't want to feel uninspired anymore. And you can feel like the only stone left unturned is really throwing yourself into exploring the unknown. And I get this feeling of it reminds me of when a character goes through all of this stuff and they're about to set out on a journey. And so I'm seeing this last part of December, you sort of setting out on this journey, but it's like you're going to go explore the unexplored. And you, because it's unexplored, you don't really know what exactly is going to be there. You don't know what you're going to find. You don't know what you're going to come across. You just know it's going to be an adventure. That's what you're doing. And this kind of feels like a last resort to me. It kind of feels like the only way to me. And the moon can be so many different things. For some of you, you could be going to foreign lands. For some of you, this can be maybe going to therapy. For some of you, this can be some type of spiritual quest that you're going to be going on. For some of you, there can be some type of like wandering around adventure that you're going to be doing. It's just somewhere where you haven't gone before. And sure, it can be a physical location, but this can be somewhere internally you haven't gone before. It can be somewhere psychologically you haven't gone before. It can be somewhere emotionally, somewhere spiritually, somewhere knowledge-based you haven't gone before. So it's really just like anywhere that you haven't explored that you're going to be exploring, because you can feel like all of this stuff that I have around me, or maybe just these particular things that I have around me, it feels like something is still like missing, or like something isn't right, or I know that I can feel connected, but I don't feel connected to this. And so exploring something in the hopes of like that's going to be the thing that allows you to feel like you're plugging into something that feeds you, that gives you that energy that you can feel like you're kind of lacking. So that's what I'm seeing December be about. I feel like this is going to help you find some deep inspiration, and that it's going to break up some things for you. Like it's going to introduce a sense of novelty. And you can feel too like this helps you individuate a bit. Like there's a focus on you. Like you're going to be very focused on you, very focused on your path, very focused on your journey, and exploring the unknown aspects of that. Of like, why am I here? What am I doing? It feels like these things. What do I want to experience? Or what's undiscovered that I feel like is like there's this call, and I don't know what it is that's calling me exactly, but I know to sort of go in this direction, and I want to find that out. I do definitely get a feeling of being like, I don't want to be in this slump anymore. And so there's stuff that you're going to be doing, stuff that you're going to be changing, so that's not the case anymore. And it feels very much like I want to go explore the unknown territory and see what's there. I don't know what I'm going to find, but it feels, again, like this is just my last option. And I need to do this. And I feel like you being clear on that, like it's just become apparent now at this point. And you can feel too like this is the only way forward. And that you're ready to travel the distance. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.